Good evening. I'd like to make a motion to resume tonight's Board of Ed meeting. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant here. Ms. Weinstein.
Here.
Mr. Potts here. Mr. Kelleher. Here. Mrs. Atkinson.
Here.
Mr. Murphy. Here. Mrs. Wingler.
Here.
Mrs. Knapp.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for coming out tonight. It's nice to see so many people here. I got to attend the pancake breakfast at Applebee's to support the Whiting Wildcats. Thank you to all of the Whiting Elementary staff for giving up your Saturday morning for this exciting and fun fundraiser. Congratulations to all of the fall sports teams who made their marks and broke records, and to the marching band for placing in a championship competition and also having a very successful season. I look forward to attending some of the winter concerts that are coming up, and it's fun watching all the pictures of all the Thanksgiving festivities going on social media. I would like to thank everybody who helped work to make Helping Hands for Hunger a successful event for our Manchester families once again. Congratulations to Mike and George for winning the election and being a service to our community for another 3 years. Congratulations to board member Laura Wingler. She is now a certified board member because of all of the training she has completed on her own time. Prior to this meeting, the policy committee met to review and update some of our district policies. And on behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to give a sincere thanks to all of our district employees for all that you do to make our school a better place. We wish you a happy and blessed Thanksgiving. And I leave you with some words from Norman Vincent Peale. The more you practice the art of thankfulness, the more you have to be thankful for. Okay, Ms. Pedroza.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to advise everyone. Can you hear me okay? No? Check. Check, check. Hello?
There you go.
Good? I'm pretty loud. I'll try again. Okay, so good evening, everybody. I'd like to advise you about a school community project called the CARES Closet, located in our Zen Den at our high school. This is a wonderful initiative that was inspired by one of our high school students, Angelina Taylor, who will be recognized and receive an award this evening for this idea. Angelina shared her vision with Mr. Adams, who connected her with Mrs. Boyd and Mrs. Thank you. They supported and guided her throughout the project. Angelina is now preparing to submit her paperwork for the Gold Award, and we look forward to celebrating her achievements at an upcoming board meeting. I'm afraid to look close. On World Kindness Day, which was Wednesday, November 13th, a ribbon cutting was done for this project. I would just like to thank everybody in the community for their unwavering commitment and support of our Confidence Closet for our Manchester Township students. Also, as previously shared, Wednesday, November 13th was World Kindness Day. As a school community, each building had events and activities to highlight this day. We even wore spirit wear, or you wore enough t-shirts for this special day. This was a really positive and uplifting day, reinforcing that kindness matters each and every day. I also want to extend a huge congratulations to all of our fall teams for an outstanding season. Your hard work and dedication has made us incredibly proud. Your accomplishments are a testament to the commitment of our entire Manchester Township community. Go Hawks. I'm just going to highlight some of the sports events and some of the band competitions, if you don't mind. And I believe Mr. Lister will be bringing some of those teams and the competitions to one of our meetings in either December or January. Am I right, Mr. Lister? Okay. So we'll begin with field hockey. Best team record in school history, 12, 6, and 2. Congratulations to the field hockey team. Boys soccer, best team record in school history, 12 and 8. I had it all. Did I say girls soccer? No, girls soccer, here we go. Hosted a state tournament game versus Manasquan. Congratulations to the girls soccer team. Football, here we go. 8-3, 5-0 division. 18 athletes made the all-division team. Coach Farrell was the division coach of the year. Congratulations. I think it's every time we clap, but that's okay, because we're still going to clap. Marching band placed 10 at the Atlantic City Coast Championship on November 3rd. Congratulations to the marching band. Cheerleaders secured their second bid to the UCA Nationals. Am I right, Mr. Lister? And you're going to be going with them. Yay! And boys cross country finished third in CG3. Am I right? Central Jersey, Group 3. That's correct. Congratulations to the boys cross country. Yes? Before I hand it over, I just want to ask you to mark your calendars. December 7th, we have Christmas in the Pines at Harry Wright Lake. December 8th, we have our second annual Hawk Holiday Craft Fair. And December 9th, this is a wonderful activity. I hope you can all join us for the Manchester Township School District Computer Science Fair. It'll be at 5:30 here at the middle school. It's a wonderful night and an even better night because you don't need to cook because there will be wonderful food there. So there'll be learning and dinner, so I hope you can make it. I also want to share with you on the agenda this evening, we have 2 retirements, and these people are very near and dear to my heart. If you know Alice McGlynn, she is a fantastic art teacher. She has been at MTES for 22 years, and we just wish her all the best in her well-deserved retirement. Mr. O'Donnell. So as we call him OD, Gerard O'Donnell taught math at the high school for 20 years. Fantastic math teacher, going to be sorely missed, and we wish him all the best as well. Before we go into our student recognition, we're going to actually hand it back to you, and you're going to hand it over to the military ambassador.
Thank you.
Good evening. First off, I want to thank the Whiting School community. My unit last month was tasked with a short notice deployment, and the students all made cards, and we sent them out with the deployers. So it was great to help uplift their spirits. I also attended the Whiting Elementary Veterans Day ceremony, which was awesome. Got to see the J-ROTC perform there, and just, it was great to share a little bit of what veterans do. So that was awesome. And I know all the rest of the schools also do their own Veterans Day ceremonies. And then I just wanted to thank the school. Last month, the J-ROTC went out for the first annual JROTC Leadership Forum, where the kids learned about leadership. They got to participate in an exercise. It seemed like they had a great time. There was an article on the website. So again, thank you for your continued support for the base and for everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for all you do. Okay, now we have from the high school student government representatives, Emily and Lucas. Can you give your report, please?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Emily Johnson. I'm the executive president.
My name is Luca Costa-Serafini, and I'm the executive treasurer. Today we're here to provide some information about some recent events we have at the high school. As mentioned, we raised our goal of 50 boxes for Helping Hands for Hunger, and that was packed successfully with our leadership class in both the middle school and the elementary school. Tomorrow we have our academic pep rally to recognize our students' efforts in the classroom and raise some spirit before our nice break. And as mentioned before, we have Christmas in the Pines. We're going to be helping out with that on December 7th. Make sure that you attend that with your family, friends, anything. It's a nice time. We also have our Winter Vendor Craft Fair December 8th. That's organized by our National Honor Society. It's going to run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if you want to buy some things before the holiday, make sure to stop by. And we have our upcoming Winter Spirit Week in late December. For our next executive meeting, we're going to be planning all the themes and days for that.
And our leadership class with Ms. Viterzo will also be adding a new tradition called Deck the Halls, and it was kind of like a throwback because it used to be in our high school. And we're working our way, because I'm in the club as well, or the class, and we are working together to add more holiday spirit and joy throughout the halls of our school. And just want to say and push it out that more information will be posted soon, and we encourage everyone throughout the community to get involved if they're interested. We even have drop boxes and donations for anyone interested. And additionally, to our freshmen who got inducted last meeting, they already started getting the ball rolling with spirit wear, so they're really getting their budget going pretty early. And we just want to say thank you for allowing us to speak and represent our club, student government, and we wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. Afraid to touch a mic. Can you hear me okay? Yes. Good, thank you. So it is my honor to actually recognize students who have contributed to our school community in an extremely positive way. We're going to start with MTES. And we'll begin with bringing up Nico, Tucker, and Emmanuel. Are they all here?
year, so most of these are on the agenda. We have a couple of tuition contracts on the agenda where we are actually charging tuition for students that are attending Manchester from other school districts. They were either placed here by state agencies or they are attending one of our special education programs, so those are on the agenda tonight. We are revising the previously approved shared service agreement with Lacey Township. We supply a bus aid for them for a student that attends a regional day school. They've asked if we can provide a sub when that bus aid is out, and we are able to accommodate that, so that's the revision. We received an additional $12,512 from the high impact tutoring grant. We initially received about $158,000 in the original grant, and we've used those funds for tutoring, summer programs, after school help, supplies, and services. This funding was predominantly for 3rd and 4th grade students that were affected by the pandemic, but we were able to use some of these funds for other grade levels as well as we saw fit. So we will come up with a plan for the additional funding. There's a maintenance reserve withdrawal on the agenda tonight for the 24-25 budget. This will support the entire maintenance budget. As I mentioned, I think in a previous meeting, we have seen a very large increase in our out-of-district placements this year for students attending private schools out of district. So we need to allocate some funding up to those line items, and this is going to help us do that with as minimal impact as possible on the budget. There is the comprehensive maintenance plan is on the agenda tonight. This is something that we have to approve every year, and essentially what this is a snapshot of the maintenance that the district does over the last 3 years. It gives you a 10-year snapshot of our expenses, and then it gives you a 3-year snapshot of the things that we have done 2 years ago, this year, and what we're anticipating for next year. The reason for this report is we have to show evidence that we are doing at least the minimum maintenance in our buildings. We clearly do more than the minimum, but that's what this report represents. There is a transportation agreement on the agenda with Lakehurst Elementary School. We do the transportation for all their 9 to 12 students. So this is the agreement for the 24-25 school year. And then the last thing I have is we are in the end stages of completing our application for state school aid. The application that we're completing now is what our state aid is based on for the upcoming school budget, which would be 25-26. So there's some good news and bad news with the report. So overall, our resident enrollment, which is students living in Manchester, we're down 31 kids from last October. However, our free and reduced lunch population is up 111 kids. Our district we are now over 50% of our district now qualifies for free and reduced lunch. It's the highest percentage we've ever had since I've been here as a business administrator. This is my 17th. I'm in my 17th year. We've typically hovered in the mid-20s to low 30s. We are now over 50%. So this should help us with some additional funding. Our ESL population or MLL population increased 72.5 kids from last October. I believe we are up over 240 MLL students right now. Our special ed population in total increased by 8 kids since last October, but we have 12 new out-of-district placements, which is kind of what I just touched on, which is over $1 million of new money that we have to come up with, because a lot of this happened after we struck our budget last May for this year, which is why we're doing some of the things we're doing this year, kind of to make budgetary adjustments to accommodate that additional cost. Our charter school population, again, this was something we did not have a few years ago. We had no charter school students here. Last year, at this time, we had 23, now we're at 28. We have 28 kids, the majority of them are going to Ocean Academy in Lakewood. We pay about $22,000 per kid to go there. So again, this is another number in our budget now. We're north of about $600,000 that we didn't have previously. So it's something that we're trying to navigate. And then I think this was the last item. We saw an uptick in our students that are attending Voc. We had 30 more kids than we did last year attending vocational school, which is good. It gives them more options. But these are preliminary numbers, but this is more or less where I think we're going to wind up. We have our auditors come in before we submit this, but look, overall, I think some of this is positive. We are definitely seeing some changes in the enrollment. With the new development that was just built next off Colonial, next to the high school, we are starting to see some registrations from that development. It's only, I believe there's only 1 or 2 phases of that development open at this time. As more and more phases open, we could potentially see some additional enrollment. I don't know what that number is going to be yet. I believe one of the reports that came out before they built that complex was about 50, if it's possible, we could see about 50 new kids from there. I think it could potentially be more, but we're going to have to wait and see. But that's where we're at now. Budgets are due in a couple weeks, and then we'll start going through the budget review process. We do have several meetings coming up with the county, Diane and I, to review our current situation, what this could potentially look like next year, and possibly a few years down the road, and see what kind of budgetary impact it's going to have on us. The news we're getting now is not great. Even though state aid is supposed to be based on your enrollment, we're hearing that we could potentially see flat or a reduction in state aid. We're almost certain to see a reduction in federal aid, which was the former No Child Left Behind. Now it's ESEA and IDEA, which is our special education. So far the news we're getting is not great. This is going to be a very challenging budget cycle coming up. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure we're doing the things that we need to do here in Manchester, and we're supporting our staff and we're supporting our students. But the bottom line is it comes down to revenue in the budget, what revenues are coming to it. So that's my report for now. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you. At this time, we would like to invite any residents to come to the microphone if you have any questions on agenda items only. Do we have any board member reports? Any old business or correspondence?
No old business, no correspondence.
Okay, let's move to the agenda. Section 1A, new business, numbers 1 through 4. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servanek?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Poss?
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher?
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson?
Yes.
Mr. Merkin?
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
Mrs. Mann?
Yes. Letters B through G, can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Can I get a roll call, please? Or any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Servanek?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Poss?
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher?
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson?
Yes.
Mr. Merkin? Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
And Mrs. Mann?
Yes. Section 2A, administrative, numbers 1 through 6. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servanek?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Poss?
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher?
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson?
Yes.
Mr. Merkin?
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
Mrs. Mann?
Yes. B, numbers 1 through 47. Can I get a motion, please?
Second.
Discussion? I would like to congratulate all those who are retiring. Thank you for your service to the Manchester Township Public School District. Any other discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servanek?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Poss?
Yes.
Miss-
46 officers.
Mr. Kelleher?
Yes.
Ms. Atkinson?
Yes.
Mr. Merkin?
I'll abstain from number 10.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
And Mrs. Mann?
Yes. Student personnel, numbers 1 to 3. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Servanek?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Poss?
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher?
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson?
Yes.
Mr. Merkin?
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
Mrs. Mann?
Yes, abstain on number 3. D, special services, numbers 1 and 2. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Servadack?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Paz?
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher?
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
Mrs. Mount?
Yes. Athletics, numbers 1 and 2. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? I wish the winter sports teams all the best. I hope you have a successful season. Roll call, please.
Mr. Servadack?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Paz? Mr. Kelleher?
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yeah.
And Mrs. Mount?
Yes. Section 3, finance, numbers 1 through 5. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servadack?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Paz?
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher?
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yeah.
Mrs. Mount?
Yes. At this time, we would like to invite anybody from the public to come to the microphone for comment.
Comments on anything?
Yes.
There's a mic right there. There's a mic.
Just state your name at the microphone, please, sir.
Sure. What's your name? My name is Dave Pavone. I've lived in Manchester for 25 years. Just want to let you know that my daughter is, well, I got something else I want to bring up, but first I want to let you know that my daughter went to middle school, they went to high school, they were ROTC for about 2 years. Now 39 years old, married, now a family, they're in the Army National Guard. They're twins, by the way. Stephanie Dolan, I don't know if you remember them, knows them. But they went to Iraq. They spent 11 months in Iraq. So we didn't worry too much. We looked up to God to run this course. They're doing good though. They're 39 now, and they have a family. They each have 2 children. They're living in Manchester. The reason why I'm here, I saw something in the paper a while ago, and it was by this senator, well, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and he wanted to try to put in Texas schools 10 Commandments, and it gives like an idea of how big the sign should be. But when I read that, I thought, wow, that is cool, because the 10 Commandments posted maybe in different places in the school, you never know what some children was going through their mind. They might be having a bad day, bad time, bad things at home. And when they stop in the hallway, they get a chance to read the 10 Commandments. It might soften them up, better their day, give them a little bit of a challenge, correction in their life. And we all need reminders, you all, and me as well. So I just thought, I should bring that up and see what happens from there. Something for you to think about. I think it's a good thing anyway. And you never know, maybe some student might be thinking about something bad going through their mind, bad planning or whatever. And maybe when you read this, I mean, I've heard many testimonies myself of something simple as a track or some cure from somebody else, something about God, and immediately they stopped and were going to commit harm and thought about it and changed their mind. And you never know, students walking through school thinking about something that he wants to hurt somebody, and he reads that, it changes his mind. Something to think about. So, just thought I'd bring it to you. I actually made a copy in case one of you
I was going to ask, if you don't have a copy, I'd ask one of the administrators to make one before you leave, or I can make one. Because I'd like us to take a look at what the article is. I'm not familiar.
Should I give this to you?
She'll share it with the board.
Thank you, I'll share it with the board. Thank you so much.
Hi, thank you for your
And
time.
thank you for coming this evening.
I want to thank all of you too for doing a good job, by the way.
And thank you to your
Appreciate it.
children for their service.
So
Thank
you
you.
will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Happy
coming.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you, sir. And wish your daughters the best and thank them for their service too, please.
Thank you.
Would anybody,
This is still in the Army National Guard.
Wow.
it's amazing. Would anybody else like to come to the microphone? I'd like to make a motion to adjourn tonight's Board of Ed meeting. Motion? All in favor? Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you.
See you in December.